Welcome to another video. We are getting started with the Rivals of Ixalan spoiler season or preview season. Today is January 1st. Today is day one of the new cards that are being released. I'm Moxborn again. I have a guest host with me this time around. I have Eli with me. What's going on, buddy?
Good.
So we are going to each day break down the cards that are spoiled that day and kind of give you an idea of what to expect in preparation for your pre-release. This set officially releases on January 19th, but pre-release weekend is January 13th through the 14th. So you'll have your drafts, you'll have your sealed events, you'll have your two-headed giant, which is what we play in. And all sorts of things. So we're going to go through some of all the cards that were released up until today, and then we'll have some fun in the process. So let's go ahead and get started with red. So the first thing we have up is we've got our first dinosaur, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. So frilled Death Spitter. How much does frilled Death Spitter cost?
Two of anything in one red.
One red, yep, and what's his power and toughness?
3/2.
3/2, yep, and he has the Enrage ability, so we can confirm that Enrage is back. Enrage is an ability that is on dinosaurs that whenever damage happens to him, whether it's combat, instant damage, sorcery damage, or whatever it is, attacking, blocking, whatever kind of damage, even if the creature dies that has Enrage, it triggers something else, so something happens. So the Death Spitter has Enrage, and when it's dealt damage, it deals 2 damage to target opponent. So if you attack with this guy, and he doesn't get blocked, you're dealing your opponent 3 damage from the attack, because he didn't get blocked, plus additional 2 for the Enrage. Or no, actually, no, I apologize. The Enrage ability will not trigger on the attack. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. So if they're going to be 2 options here, I guess. So if they can kill it, they'll kill it. But if they can't, then they're just going to be taking 3 to the face each time.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun limited card. It's actually pretty aggressive. I think it's a little expensive at 3 mana. I would have liked to see 2 mana and maybe a 2/2, or maybe I don't know, maybe a 4/1. One's kind of, I don't know. One's a little tricky. Our next red card is Form of the Dinosaur, and it costs how much, Eli?
4 of anything in 2 red.
Yep, and it's an enchantment. So this is one of the enchant cards that, or enchantments that are, red's usually got one of these really crazy ones every once in a while, and this is that one in the set. So when Form of the Dinosaur enters the battlefield, your life total becomes 15. So if you're at 1, boom, you just gained 14 life. If you're at 20, boom, you just took 5 damage. At any rate, since it costs 6 mana, you're more than likely at a fewer number than 15, so it's probably a good thing. Now it also does something else which is very, very cool and something that we haven't seen before. At the beginning of your upkeep, Form of the Dinosaur deals 15 damage to target creature an opponent controls, and that creature then deals damage equal to its power to you. So you can kill a 1/1, right? Deal it 15 damage, and then it deals you 1 damage back. So it's pretty good in the sense that you can kill things at the beginning of your upkeep. It's not a May ability, so you have to do it. So let's see here. Form of the Dinosaur deals 2. Okay, so it is creature and opponent control. So if it's not going to start killing your things, which is a positive thing. But that's something to take note here is once you're kind of in, you're kind of all in. There's no going back, right? So next up, we've got our first pirate in red, Swaggering Corsair. How much does this pirate cost?
2 of anything in 1 red.
Yep. And what's his power and toughness?
2/2.
2/2. Now he's got the raid ability. This is the same ability that all the other most of the other pirates had. Basically, if you attack this turn and then he comes into play, something happens. So you attack, and then your second main phase, you play him. And then it says Swaggering Corsair enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter if you attack this turn. So it's a 3/3 for 3 if you attacked on turn 3. Not too bad, right? So not too bad. On turn 2 or on turn 3, playing a 2/2 with no abilities, that's kind of that's not so good. Next up we have green. We've got Tender Shoot Dryad. Which how much does the Dryad cost?
2.
Nope.
4 of anything and 1 green.
Yep. And what's his ability? Or what's his ability? How much does he cost? Or sorry, his power and toughness. Good lord. We'll get back into this.
2/2.
It's a 2/2. 2/2 for 5. That's not very good at all, right?
Yeah.
But he does have a couple abilities here, and this is our first instance of Ascend. This is a new ability for rivals. And essentially what it says in its reminder text is, if you control 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. So this counts your lands, this counts your creatures, this counts your artifacts, your tokens, your planeswalkers, pretty much anything that sits on the battlefield, enchantments, stuff like that. Its /ability is, at the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. And then also he has sapling creatures you control get +2/+2 as long as you have the city's blessing. So if you have 10 or more creatures or permanents on the battlefield, your saplings are now 3/3s. By turn 5, you theoretically could have, if you hit all your land drops and you were on curve up until turn 5, you very well could cast this and have this be your 10th permanent. So the next one, Enter the Unknown, is a sorcery for how much mana?
1 green.
1 green. And it simply says target creature you control explores. Right? So all that does for you is it reveals the top card of your library. You put to explore. This is basically what explore means. Reveal the top card of your library. Put that card into your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 count on that creature. Then put the card back or put it into your graveyard. So if it's a land, it goes to your hand. Anything else, your creature gets a little bit bigger, and that card goes to the top of your library or to your graveyard. And then it also says you can play an additional land. So if you get a land, you get to play that land. So that's pretty cool, right? Not too shabby. It's going to be fun and limited. I don't know if it'll go much past that. The next card we have is our Thrashing Brontodon. How much does he cost?
1 of anything and 2 green.
2 green, yep, and he's a dinosaur. And what's his power and toughness?
3/4.
All right. And so this is the kind of like the baby Brontodon from the original set, which was a 9/9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one has an ability, though. You pay 1 colorless, sacrifice him, and you get destroy an artifact or an enchantment. That's pretty cool. Especially since there's a lot of enchantment removal in this set, and as in that's in Ixalan. So that's pretty sweet. Artifacts will be good to get rid of as far as some of the pestering ones that make it difficult to play the game and offer some huge rewards. So it's a good thing to have. It's going to be fun and limited. Next up, we have our black and white cards. Dusk Charger, a black horse for how much mana?
3 of anything and 1 black.
3 of anything, 1 black. And he has Ascend, so if you control 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing, so everything you have gets, it's a little bit better. So Ascend does something specific for Dusk Charger in the sense that it gets +2/+2 once you have that the city's blessing. So it becomes a 5/5 for 4. Not too bad. It's okay. If you're in black, a 3/3 for 4, it could be a lot worse.
What if it was a 1/1?
A 1/1 would be bad. That would be very, very bad. If it was only going to be a 3/3, yeah, that would be very bad. Not playable. We have our first Elder Dinosaur of the set. This is Zetalpa. Zetalpa. There we go. Zetalpa. I think that's how you say it. That's how you say it. Primal Dawn. How much does Zetepa cost?
Six of anything and 2 white.
Yep. Now this guy is kind of full on everything. He's a 4/8 with flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, and he's indestructible on top of that.
He's a 4/8.
4/8. Those are some weird numbers for a dinosaur. Like, it's just weird.
Well, guess what?
What?
4 plus 4 is 8.
Oh, is that why they picked it like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's smart. Okay, so next up we've got blue. We've just got a couple blue cards to talk about. River Darter, which is a 2/3 that cannot be blocked by dinosaurs. It costs 3 mana, 2 of anything and 1 blue. And then Secrets of the Golden City, which is 1 of anything and 2 blue sorcery. This also has a send. The cool part about this is it draws you 2 cards if you just play it off your hand. If you have the City's Blessing, you get to draw 3 cards for 3 mana at sorcery speed. So not too bad at all. Pretty good engine as far as refilling your hand. Especially, it's good early game. It's also very, very good late game, just in the sense that you're drawing that many cards.
If it was in the middle.
If it was in the middle, it's still good because even if you don't have the 10 or the 10 permanents, you're still drawing 2 cards and getting some extra cards in your hand to hopefully find something to kind of break the standoff between you and your opponent.
They're both common.
They are both common, so you're going to see a lot of these. So next up is we have our artifacts. Gleaming Barrier. How much does that cost?
2 of anything.
2 of anything. It's a 0/4 Defender Wall, and it says when it dies, create a colorless treasure token with tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 color of any mana to your mana pool. So not too bad. 0/4 gets on the ground, stops a lot of things early, which is nice. Mm-hmm. When you're playing against, go ahead.
Blocks stuff.
It blocks stuff really good, like that first dinosaur that we saw that has Enrage. And when it's dealt damage, it deals 2 damage to an opponent. This is a great way to block it and not trigger Enrage, so that's a good thing. The next card, translated, it's called Awakened Amalgamation.
Why it's like in...
It's in a different language. It's Spanish, and it's not Spanish. It's a different language. It's a star that its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control with different names. So if you control a swamp, a mountain, and an island, that's 3 lands with 3 different names. What is its power and toughness? What's the power and toughness? Yeah, what is it?
3.
3/3. Yeah, very good. So if you have 5 lands, mountain, forest, swamp, plains, island, it's a 5/5. This also looks at non-basic lands. So if you have like Evolving Wilds, for instance, that can count as that's a land that counts in there as well. It doesn't look at basics or non-basics. So that's pretty cool.
And
That's a rare. So for 4 mana, that's not too bad. I mean, if you're playing a multicolored deck, you've got a couple different fetch land, or if you've got Evolving Wilds in there, or you got a couple different dual lands. This might be a pretty good card to put in your deck.
Silver.
No, but it's gold, so it's rare. So next up are our gold cards. This is Ixalan Seer. It's one of anything, 1 green and 1 white for a human druid, 2/3. Basically, you tap it to add any color of mana to your mana pool. You can sacrifice it to return a target dinosaur card from your graveyard to your hand. So it's not going to the battlefield, but you can definitely rejuvenate something, which is great. I know when we played in Ixalan for our pre-release, there was a couple times where we discarded the big dinosaurs because we weren't going to get a chance to play them because they were so large. This gives us an opportunity to bring those creatures back late game, which is fantastic. Let's see here. Kumnia Trident of Askana is how much does he cost?
1 of anything and 1 green and 1 blue.
Yep, and what's his power and toughness?
2/4.
2/4, and he is a Merfolk Shaman at the Mythic Rare slot. Now, he's got 3 abilities, each with this is an interesting card design. in the sense that you have to tap Merfolk to pay for the abilities. So tap another untapped Merfolk you control. This guy cannot be blocked until end of turn. You tap 3 untapped Merfolk you control, and you get to draw a card. Or you can tap 5 Merfolk you control and put a +1/+1 counter on each Merfolk you control. So he gets bigger. Everybody gets bigger. Notice that. Keep in mind that tapping the first ability he can't tap, obviously, because he's going to be attacking. But the second and third ability you can definitely tap him. So if you got him and 2 other Merfolks in play, you can tap all 3 and draw a card, which is fantastic. So at the end of your opponent's turn, before you start, you can tap 3, draw a card, right after their attack phase. Fantastic. Likewise, if you want to beef things up at the end of their turn, go for it. Now, our third gold card here is Journey of Eternity. It's 1 of anything, 1 black, and 1 green. It's an aura, enchant creature you control. And it says, whenever a creature dies, return it to the battlefield under your control. Then return Journey to Eternity onto the battlefield transformed under your control. So this is a great way to kind of protect your creature that's usually got a high target on its back, because it's going to come back. It's going to go back to the battlefield, which is fantastic. It dies and doesn't go back to your hand. It dies and goes back to the battlefield. So what does Journey to Eternity transform into? The Etzel Cave of Eternity. So it taps for any color of mana to your mana pool, and then you can pay 3, 1 black, and 1 green. Tap it. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's awesome. 5 mana. Anything that's in your graveyard comes back onto the battlefield. You don't have to pay for it. You just pay the 5 mana and it's back. So your 9/9 Brontodon, if it's dead and in the graveyard, you can pay 5 and put it right back onto the battlefield.
Dad?
Yes, what's up, buddy?
Do you spend 5 and then all of your graveyard goes empty?
Nope, just 1. You get to pick 1 creature and put it back. But you can do that over and over and over again. Every time you pay 5, you get a new creature. And the best part about this is, if that creature dies, you can just bring him back, because the creature doesn't get exiled or anything like that. You can just keep bringing creatures back. So this is a pretty good land. It's a rare, so you're not going to get tons of them. But if you get one, play it. This is a reason to go into black-green in limited and sealed. This is a reason. Those games are won on the battlefield with creatures and bringing as many creatures into the play as possible. This gives you like an infinite number of creatures, and especially since land destruction usually isn't a thing in limited, this is a fantastic pick.
And if you get it, just good luck if you get it.
Good luck if you get it, yeah. And last but certainly not least is our Planeswalker. So they spoiled one of the Planeswalkers for the set. This is Agroth, the Flame Chained. How much does he cost?
3 of anything, 1 black and 1 red.
Very good. And what's his loyalty? What's he start
4.
out? He starts out at 4. So his +1 ability, it says each opponent discards a card and loses 2 life. So you can +1 him to 5, discard a card, draw and gain, and your opponent loses 2 life. That's fantastic. Or you can immediately -3 him and gain control of target creature until end of turn. You untap it, it gains haste, and then you sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step if it has a converted mana cost or 3 or less. So if you take a creature that has 4 or more, then you get to keep him. So that's good. Forever. Yeah, isn't that awesome? And then his ultimate, -8, each opponent loses life equal to the number of cards in his or her graveyard. So the one thing is, if you -3, you start -3ing, you're filling up their graveyard with creatures that are already on the battlefield. But if you're +1ing the creatures, the cards are going to fill up in his graveyard because you're forcing them to discard cards. So I like this synergy between the two the two main abilities and the ultimate. They both feed into it. So it's a pretty good card at 5 mana. It's kind of a lot of mana for a Planeswalker in Standard. Obviously, if you get him in Limited, it's gonna, it's definitely gonna be a bomb to play. Yes, sir. What's up?
Why would you do the 8? Because then it would kill itself.
Well, see, you have to do the +1 4 times to get it up to 8, and then you do the -8, and then your opponent loses life equal to the number of cards in their graveyard. So if they have 10 cards in their graveyard,
they lose 10.
They lose 10 life. You got it.
And then they have 10 left.
If they're at 10, but what if they're at like 8 life? They're dead.
They're dead with
Right. So there's definitely some game.
With 2 extra.
Yeah, with -2. Yeah. So it's definitely game ending. It might not be completely game ending, but like if you're playing against like a control deck that's using counter spells and bounce spells and things like that, or if this gives you kind of a good avenue to play discard spells in your deck to get rid of their cards. So overall, I'm really excited about it. So that was the last card of the day, guys. I really appreciate you watching. Eli, you have anything you want to point out or anything like that? Which was your favorite card?
The Planeswalker.
You like the Planeswalker? Make sure you're talking to your mic. You like the Planeswalker, huh?
Yeah.
He's pretty cool. So, all right. So we'll be back tomorrow for day 2 and all the cards that are spoiled tomorrow. Really appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, make sure you head over to our YouTube page, youtube.com/72DPI online. Get subscribed for all upcoming releases, videos. We've got other podcasts coming out this week. I hope you guys had a great new year, and let's start 2018 off with a bang. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great night.
Bye.